Too far?
KG basically looked directly at the entire GOAT conversation surrounding LeBron and said, enough already. And the crazy part is, he didn't just question LeBron's greatness, he questioned the way fans protect him, excuse him, and instantly crown him over every legend that came before him.
Nothing?
Man, listen, let me say something to you. The C's, we didn't give a about LeBron. We didn't fear LeBron, and we didn't think that he can beat all 5 of us.
That's why this whole thing exploded online. Because when someone as respected and intense as Kevin Garnett starts pushing back against the LeBron hype machine, people pay attention, especially when he's saying things most former players are too scared to say publicly. This wasn't a throwaway comment, this was calculated, direct, and it landed exactly the way KG intended it to.
I will never give GOAT status to anybody but MJ. And not Bill Russell, not Kareem, not anybody. Okay. But LeBron deserves all the props in the world for what we're seeing him do on the basketball court. This is what greatness is made of.
And what really made this situation go viral was the timing. LeBron is still putting up impressive numbers this late in his career, the media constantly praises his longevity, and every week there's another debate about whether he already passed Michael Jordan years ago. But then Garnett comes in and completely flips the energy. Suddenly, the conversation isn't about LeBron chasing another ring or breaking another record, it becomes about whether fans are forcing the GOAT label onto someone without looking at the full picture. And trust me, once you hear the full context behind KG's comments, you'll understand why this turned into one of the most heated basketball discussions online. The internet didn't just react, it exploded.
Do you think you pushed LeBron too far in Game 5? Because Game 6,
far?
he was unbelievable. You think you gave him the eye of the tiger?
Pushed him too far?
Here's the part nobody is talking about. Kevin Garnett isn't just some random analyst trying to farm headlines. This is one of the toughest players the NBA has ever seen, a former MVP, a champion, one of the greatest defenders in league history, a guy who battled Kobe, Duncan, Shaq, Dirk, and LeBron himself during one of the most physical eras basketball. He's not speaking as a media personality. He's speaking as someone who actually lived through multiple basketball eras and competed against the absolute best of them. That authenticity is exactly why his words carry so much weight in these conversations. One of the biggest moments that got people talking came from Garnett openly questioning whether LeBron should even have been considered an all-star during one stretch of the season. And immediately, LeBron fans lost their minds, because to them, LeBron making the all-star team feels completely automatic at this point. They believe his legacy alone earns that respect every single year. But Garnett's argument was different. He basically hinted that the NBA sometimes rewards reputation more than actual impact in the moment. And when you really think about it, that's a brutal thing to say about someone constantly being called the greatest player ever. It cuts deep because there's real truth buried inside it.
Nothing?
Man, listen, let me say something to you. The C's, we didn't give a about LeBron. We didn't fear LeBron, and we didn't think that he can beat all 5 of us.
KG's point wasn't that LeBron suddenly became washed. That would be ridiculous. The man was still producing numbers most players dream about their entire careers. But Garnett was questioning the standards being applied. He was questioning why certain players get completely protected from criticism, while others never received that same grace during their own peaks. Because during Garnett's era, if your team was struggling or your energy dropped even slightly, the media came after you immediately. There were no excuses. No, he's still great for his age narrative. You either dominated or you got criticized publicly. Simple as that. No exceptions were made for anyone. And this is where it gets dangerous. Because once you open the door to questioning LeBron's GOAT status, fans start bringing up everything people usually choose to ignore. Finals losses, super team accusations, the Miami move, the bubble championship debate, the fact that Michael Jordan never lost in the finals, the fact Kobe fans still believe his mentality and competitive drive were simply tougher. Suddenly, the conversation gets deeply uncomfortable really fast. That's exactly what happened after Garnett's comments started circulating online. People weren't just debating basketball anymore. They were debating legacy, mentality, pressure, and how much media influence truly shapes public opinion about players.
Boston, and little by little, I started to recognize everybody's greatness and what they brought to this team, and I was like, man, I ain't never been on no team like this. So we look up, and Bron goes to Miami. And when Bron goes to Miami, the whole league shift, and yeah, it was over. Michael Jordan gave me some great jewels when I was young. He said, young fella, You're gonna know when you're supposed to leave the game because everything around you is.
What made things even crazier was another situation where Garnett referenced LeBron while discussing performance enhancement rumors around professional sports. Now, to be clear, there's never been proof of LeBron using PEDs. No evidence, nothing official whatsoever. But the moment Garnett's comments got attached to LeBron's name in any capacity, the internet exploded again instantly. Because fans already know LeBron's longevity is almost impossible to understand scientifically. The guy is still dominating in year 20 plus, while players 10 years younger break down physically every single season. So whenever someone even hints at questions surrounding that level of durability, it instantly becomes major headline material across every platform. And honestly, this is why LeBron discussions get so toxic online without fail. Nobody stays neutral anymore. Either LeBron is the greatest athlete to ever touch a basketball, or he's supposedly the most overrated superstar in history. There's absolutely no middle ground left. Garnett's comments basically poured gasoline onto an already insane debate that never fully cools down. Some fans applauded him for finally saying what others were too afraid to say publicly. Others immediately accused him of jealousy and bitterness because LeBron's legacy now gets discussed above so many legends from Garnett's own generation. The divide was instant and enormous, but if you really listen carefully to KG, his frustration seems much bigger than just LeBron himself. It feels like he's genuinely frustrated with modern NBA culture overall. The non-stop comparisons, the obsession with rankings, the way every single conversation turns into who's the GOAT instead of simply appreciating individual greatness on its own terms. Because in Garnett's era, players earned respect differently. Physicality mattered deeply. Intimidation mattered. Rivalries mattered. There wasn't this constant social media protection shield surrounding superstars 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This is where young players usually make a critical mistake. They think basketball greatness is only about statistics and highlight reels, but older legends like Garnett care about something completely different: presence, fear, dominance, the emotional control a player had over entire arenas full of people. And that's why Jordan still means so much to players from Garnett's generation. Jordan didn't just beat teams on the scoreboard, he mentally destroyed them before the game even started. Kobe carried that exact same terrifying aura. Garnett himself carried that same suffocating intensity every single night. So when LeBron gets called the GOAT mainly through accumulated numbers and remarkable longevity, some former players quietly push back hard because they value completely different qualities and greatness.
I will never give GOAT status to anybody but MJ. Not Bill Russell, not Kareem, not anybody. But LeBron deserves all the props in the world for what we're seeing him do on the basketball court. This is what greatness is made of.
And honestly, that's why this debate will probably never end in our lifetime, because different generations measure greatness through entirely different lenses. Younger fans grew up watching LeBron dominate every single aspect of basketball for 2 full decades straight. To them, seeing someone average elite numbers at nearly 40 years old feels genuinely unreal. They see the all-time scoring record, the finals appearances, the positional versatility, and they believe the debate should already be completely settled. But older players still prioritize killer instinct, perfect finals records, and cultural impact in ways that pure statistics can never fully capture or explain. LeBron supporters immediately fired back with everything they had: career averages, playoff records, longevity, leadership. They argued Garnett never carried teams the way LeBron carried entire franchises for decades. They brought up championships, MVPs, and the sheer remarkable consistency LeBron maintained across more than 20 years of elite basketball. And honestly, those arguments are fair and powerful too, because no matter which side you stand on, LeBron's career accomplishments are absolutely ridiculous by any reasonable measure. Even his harshest critics usually admit that reluctantly. Garnett probably knew exactly how people would react before he even opened his mouth publicly. He knew LeBron fans would immediately call him bitter and jealous. He knew sports shows would debate his comments for days without stopping, but he said it anyway, with zero hesitation. That tells you everything about KG's character, because most former players carefully soften their LeBron criticism specifically to avoid the massive online backlash. Garnett didn't do that at all. He came in with the exact same aggressive, emotional, and completely unapologetic energy he brought every single night as a player. Still, Garnett's comments created one enormous question nobody can honestly ignore anymore. Are fans moving too quickly to completely shut down all criticism of LeBron? Because whether you believe he's the GOAT or not, basketball debates are supposed to include honest criticism. Jordan gets criticized constantly. Kobe gets criticized. Magic, Bird, Shaq, Duncan, Curry, every single legend gets criticized regularly. That's the nature of competitive sports discussion. But sometimes with LeBron, the emotional reaction becomes so overwhelming that even reasonable, thoughtful questioning feels completely off limits to his devoted fan base online. Maybe that was Garnett's entire point from the very beginning, not to personally disrespect LeBron directly, but to boldly challenge the suffocating culture surrounding his legacy. Because Garnett comes from an era where respect absolutely had to be earned constantly through performance, not protected endlessly by passionate fan bases living on social media. Here's the real question nobody